Here's 5 tips to take the guesswork out of your layout process. So here's the deal, guys. If you don't have the right layout on your sign, you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot, and your sign is not going to turn out as good as it could. So we're going to go over 5 things that we think will help you in doing the layout so that your eventual product will look great. This is based on using layout letters. It doesn't really go into transfer methods. We have other videos that we'll link to as far as transfer methods. Number 1, picking the correct font. Whatever sign you're making, the theme of the sign, whether it's a professional sign or just a fun sign, you really want to pick the correct font that kind of goes with that theme. Now, this isn't a hard and fast rule. These are just recommendations that if you have the right font, it will match better to whatever theme that you want for that particular sign. Let's say you're making a fun sign that is just maybe a quote or something for a kid's room or something that's kind of light. You might use the fatty font, which is kind of a bubble letter, kind of goes with that theme. In contrast, let's say you're making a sign for a doctor or a professional. Well, then you definitely want something with serifs like the Clarendon or the Bookman. Let's say you're making something that is island related. Well, there you want the Tiki font. Pick the right font that goes with the theme of your sign. Number 2, picking the correct size for your sign. So here's the thing I see a lot, guys. You have a 24 or a 30-inch board and you pick the size of font that's gonna completely fill up that board. Remember, most of the signs that you're gonna make are not gonna be necessarily functional to be able to be seen from 6 blocks away. Most of them people are gonna see when they're right up next to them. So remember, this is a wood sign. People like to see wood. You wanna have a nice balance between the right size letters but not completely filling up that board. This will give you a nice balance to your sign and will look aesthetically better than if you have a busy board that's completely filled up with letters. The other thing is, you don't want to pick too small of font. You've got to have a good sized letter but not fill up the board, but you don't want to have little tiny letters in the middle of a big board. Number 3, the correct orientation of your letters. So that's a kind of a weird phrase, but it's the best way I can put your letters the correct way on your sign. Something I see constantly. Probably the biggest mistake I see is people putting A's backwards, putting N's or M's upside down, just not orienting them the right way. Here's my suggestion. Whatever font you're going to be using, get a printout of that font. And when we sell sets, generally you get a little printout of that. When you're using a font for the first, second, third, maybe even 10th time till you learn how it is, look at the orientation of that letter, the way it's printed out on your cheat sheet. Now, if you don't have a cheat sheet, then just go to Google, type in the font that you're using, and print something out of the way all the letters are supposed to look. The last thing you want is to make a great looking sign and then you look at it and all of a sudden, oh man, I did the A backwards. It really makes a huge difference the way you orient your letters on the board. Hey guys, if you're finding value in our videos, and we got tons of them, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're on a goal to try and hit 100,000 subscribers this year. You could really help us out by hitting that subscribe button. Click that little bell icon. We got tons of great projects coming up. You're gonna love them. Number 4, spacing. When it comes to spacing, you want to make sure that you've got the right balance on your sign. The correct space at the top and the bottom, and the left and the right. And in regards to that spacing, you have to make sure that you're paying attention to what's inset and what's outset. And what I mean by that is if it's outset and you've got a background, then it's going to take up more space than inset line. So you have to make that adjustment. Another point, if you have a sign that's got multiple lines of copy on it, you definitely want to figure out what the spacing is going to be on the longest line first. And that could be in the middle of the board, it could be at the top or at the bottom. Then all the other lines will be centered on that line. Another thing to consider is if you've got a piece of artwork, whether you're using carbon paper to get it on there or you have a template that you're going to be putting on there. So you want to shift all the letters over to make sure you've got the same spacing at both ends of the sign, whether it's to the artwork or to the lettering itself. And number 5, the final step, spraying your layout. The most important part of this step is make sure that you're using something that's flat. Do not use gloss or semi-gloss. Flat primer or marsh ink In regards to the spray cans, make sure you keep those things temperature controlled. In the summertime, you want to keep them cool. In the wintertime, try to keep them warm. One of the biggest frustrations that I see, actually that I've had years prior, the layout letters flying on you when you spray them. You probably know what I'm talking about. The first thing you have to do is judge your distance. Start high and work your way down, especially if you're using smaller layout letters like 1 inch or something like that. If you get too close and you start to spray, they're gonna fly on you and then you gotta start all over again. Make sure that you just use short spurts. If you just try and lay that thing down and get heavy with that finger, they're probably gonna blow around on you. Measure your distance and use short spurts. And lastly, very important, do not overspray. Many people think that everything has to be covered completely in order for you to get a correct line. It's just not the case. Do an experiment, try it yourself. Just give it a couple short spurts and see for yourself. It will leave a line that is perfect. So there you go, guys. That is 5 tips that we think will help you become a better sign maker. If you guys are struggling with anything particular, even layout stuff, let us know. We're happy to make future videos on stuff based on your comments. So leave us some comments. If you guys want to learn about the layout transfer process, like the inkjet, we did a whole video on it. The link will be at the end of this video. So thanks again for watching, guys. We love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.